Good evening, students. Tonight we're looking at compare and contrast. Our objectives are 5.9 and 5.3, and 4.9 and 4.3. Alright, and our I can statement is I can compare and contrast between characters, events, and stories. Alright, so in your comprehension section, I'm going to write this for compare and contrast in our craft folder. To compare and contrast means to tell how two or more things are alike and how they are different. Sometimes we use a Venn diagram or a double bubble map to be able to compare and contrast. And both of these are examples here of Venn diagram, and this would be our double bubble map. Alright, compare and contrast two characters, events, or settings from this reading. Okay? Look at the little picture. There's got an apple and orange. Hey, they're both fruit. How are they different though? One is red and one is orange. One's a citrus, one's not. Now let's read our story here. We actually have two little stories that we're going to compare from different points of view. Sammy loved going to his grandparents' house in the summer. They lived on a big farm with lots of cows and chickens and horses, and Sammy loved feeding the chickens the best. Sometimes they chased him. He ran as fast as he could. He hadn't been caught yet. After Sammy's grandpa was finished taking care of the cows, he would take Sammy to town for a Dairy Queen treat. Sammy always got the same thing, a strawberry sundae with extra whipped cream and nuts. Grandpa usually got a plain ice cream cone. Sometimes he added sprinkles, but most of the time he just liked it plain. Before they left, Grandpa always got a dilly bar for Sammy's grandma. She didn't like to go to town with them. She said that was Sammy's special time with Grandpa. She always liked the dilly bars, though. She saved hers for after supper. Sammy and Grandpa ate theirs right away. Sammy's favorite part of visiting his grandparents was Grandma's cooking. His favorite meal was chicken and potatoes. Sammy's grandma made it at least once a week. Sammy thought his mom was a good cook, but she didn't compare to Grandma. Sammy usually stayed on the farm for 2 weeks at a time. It always went very fast. Too fast. Okay? Here's our second story. Alex loved going to his grandparents' house in the summer. They lived on a big farm with lots of horses, cows, and chickens. Alex loved to feed the animals the best. He didn't like the chickens, though. They often chased him, and he could barely run fast enough to stay ahead of them. After Alex's grandpa was finished in the field, he would take Alex to town for a Dairy Queen treat. Alex always got the same thing, a chocolate sundae with extra whipped cream and nuts. Grandpa usually got a plain ice cream cone. Sometimes he had sprinkles, but most of the time he liked it plain. Before they left, Grandpa always got a dilly bar for Alex's grandma. She didn't like to go to town with them. She said it was Alex's special time with Grandpa, but she always liked her dilly bars. She saved hers for after supper, and Grandpa and Alex ate theirs right away. Alex's favorite part of visiting his grandparents was Grandma's cooking. His favorite meal was roast beef. Unfortunately, Alex's grandma only made that on special occasions. Alex wished she made it more often. Alex usually stayed at the farm for 2 weeks at a time. It always went very fast, too fast. Alright, so let's think about those two stories. What are two things that are similar? Well, both boys like going to their grandparents' house in the summer, and they both went to Dairy Queen and got treats. Something that's different, Sammy loved feeding the chickens, where Alex did not like feeding the chickens. And Alex's sundae was a chocolate sundae with extra whipped cream and nuts, where Sammy's was a strawberry sundae with extra whipped cream and nuts. Alright. Good job if you guys came up with those. I can think of a lot more comparison and contrast, but that's enough for now. Alright, so make sure you copy the definition in your craft folder under C for comprehension, and make sure you are ready to compare and contrast tomorrow. Good luck, and I'll talk to you in the morning.